Welcome back to the first ever AoT Chronicles and Attack on Titan podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ronnie.
And your boy, Chaz.
All right, we got Chaz. And basically what's going on here is we're just doing a little Attack on Titan podcast. We both like the show a little bit in different ways just because I'll say that. First, I'll say up front, this is going to be a no-spoiler podcast. We're going to only talk about things that have happened in the current episode and before. So no worries about being spoiled there, especially since I'll go ahead and out myself right now. I've made a podcast, and yet I've only seen through season 1. Chaz, tell the people where you've seen.
I am all the way through. I'm all the way caught up. I've seen the trailer for season 4, and I know everything that's going to happen. And my boy Ronnie over here, he only knows up to the beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
So.
And once again, don't worry. We're not talking about anything near the end of season 1. Just want to let you guys know where we're at. As we continue through the episodes, I'll keep people updated if anyone happens to listen to this, where I'm at, just so they can kind of know for their own sense. But yeah, basically, I guess we kind of doing this to try and get hyped for what might be season 4 in October.
Hopefully in October. I don't think there's a for sure set date.
Yeah.
But the previous set date was October. And I know from the trailer and everything, there was not a specific date that they outlined. So hopefully October into this year.
Well, fingers crossed. Even if we don't want it to get pushed back, but if it gets pushed back, we might have some time to catch all the way up before season 4 airs. But
fingers crossed.
Anyway, we've got season 1, episode 1 right now. It's called "To You in 2,000 Years: The Fall of Shiganshina." Huh?
Shigansha?
Shigansha?
Yes.
Okay.
And let's go over
yeah.
Shingansha. I'm sure I think it's pronounced Shingansha.
2 white boys trying to pronounce these names. I also think it's important that we get this out of the way right now. Sub over dub.
Sub over dub.
And
All day.
mean, listen, I wasn't a sub guy to begin with, but it really just comes down to the English voice actors just get on my nerves a little bit too much. Aaron, yeah. I did watch the show in dub for like the first 5 or 6 episodes, and it kind of drove me off. And I've since started back over and doing the subs now. And
you've turned over a new leaf.
I don't want to be that guy. Enjoy the show how you want to enjoy the show, but sub over dub.
So let's get into this.
Yeah, take us away.
Very first scene, we've got Aaron, we'll go ahead and say his name, Aaron. We've got him looking up at a huge wall, and we've got a ginormous Titan leaning over the wall looking at him. We've also got a couple other people, and it looks like they're shitting their pants seeing this.
Rightfully so.
Looks like it's maybe the first time they've seen something like this. And cutscene, it goes over to a bunch of people fighting, which looks like outside of the walls, in these maneuvering gears.
Oh my god, these goddamn 3D gear scooter turbo boosters. What are we gonna call these? Are we gonna call these 3D turbo scooter booster spiderweb launchers?
I believe so. I think that's what we're gonna go with.
All right. I mean, good lord. I'm assuming it's like a translation thing. I'm guessing in Japanese, whatever they call them makes a lot more sense, but it cracks me up every single time. This is a little spoiler alert. They talk about these
ODM
ODMs,
3D maneuvering gear.
I laugh every time it's on the sub, and I got to read the whole mouthful of that. But yeah, I mean, right away the animation's so cool. They're like flying through the air. The action is awesome.
Looks like experienced fighters going after what looks to be a normal, smaller Titan, not what we see in the very first clip.
And this also might be a good time to say, as we start the episode, we don't know how to do a podcast. For all we know, this sounds like shit. It is shit. We're just 2 assholes with microphones that we bought off Amazon, and we're not doing this the right way at all. And if you want to call us out for that, call us out. That's cool. We'll take it.
Well, we're definitely two assholes, and we're definitely two assholes that now have microphones.
Yeah,
so.
confirmed that. So anyway, Chaz, keep going.
All right, so we have that, and then it goes straight into, after what looks like they try to slash this Titan up, straight into the greatest OST anime opening of all time. Yeah. Don't care what you say. Don't care if it's overhyped. I know it is. I know people talk about it. But it's the greatest anime opening of all time.
It is sick. It's definitely cool. I feel like it's just so different. Like the initial beat is just like that's exactly what it sounds like. Please don't copyright us. I know that might cause some red flags, but that's what it is, and I personally love it.
So let's get into this, dude. Right after the greatest opening of all time, we have Eren, the main character, sitting there, waking up from a dream. We don't really know what's going on in this dream, but he wakes up from the dream and he says he feels like it was almost real, just a really long dream.
Yeah, it's just some quick flashes of just some random things that, is one of those things that you're like, wow, this is going to mean something later, but right now it's just total nonsense. I feel like now's a great time to mention 4 minutes, 45 seconds in, that's how long it took for Eren to start crying. That's just, it didn't take long at all, and Mikasa's there to wake him up and just tell him to wipe the tears. Let's get going. What's going on, dude?
And that's just half of a normal anime protagonist. So,
yeah. But yeah. So I think we get some information once they get back on the wall. The year is 845, right?
Yes. We're going straight into after.
Well, we get a clip of there's a preacher out in the streets. And this is one of these wall preachers where they worship the walls and just, imagine your God being a wall.
A wall.
It's just
a straight up wall.
Yeah.
Yes, there's monsters beyond it.
Yeah.
But it's a wall.
They're not anything like a God. It's these walls right here. Whatever works for you.
And then it goes on to meet somebody named Hannes.
Yeah.
A guy the name of Hannes.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like he's drunk. Well, yeah. He is drunk.
This guy's so rad. He's cool enough to offer Eren some booze. Hannes, total partier.
Which, by the way, Eren is definitely not of age. We don't know how old he is at this point.
You don't have to be a snitch like that. All I'm saying is, if Hannes is the type of guy, you walk up to a 7-Eleven, a racetrack, you see this shady character hanging outside, you'd be like, hey man, can you go get me a 18-pack? And he's going in there.
Give me some Nick, man.
Yeah, go, pick me up some Nick and a couple brewskis, and he's like, yeah, no problem, just give me $3 extra, and we're calling it even.
Call it straight.
Yeah.
So we got him coming up. And he's coming up to Mikasa and Eren. And he's very drunk. And Eren, right off the bat, being an anime protagonist, is just pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking him if he's ready to fight if anything happens. And Hannes basically just laughs at him and is like, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's happened for 100 years. We've been safe in these walls.
Which is something they throw out all the time, which is so interesting because 100 years is not that long. The fact that these people are worshiping walls already when it seems like a generation before them, they should have had people who didn't have those walls there and had to presumably build these walls. It's funny how they talk about things 100 years obviously is a long time for nothing to attack you, but in the grand scheme of things, they should have people that remember what was going on before these titans.
Especially considering not even 100 years ago, Adolf Hitler did his whole spiel to a bunch of people.
Right. And people haven't exactly forgotten about that. But he also mentions that Eren's dad, which we'll come to know as Dr. Jaeger, has saved this town from a plague. Just that's a little nugget there that
which might be a big thing. He kind of mentioned it in the aspect of, he said we owe that man, more than we could ever give him.
Right. Yeah.
So he obviously has a lot of respect for Aaron's dad, which you can tell by the way he treats Aaron. Aaron obviously looks like a little kid right now, and he treats him with respect. Mm-hmm. So we know that he respects his dad.
Yeah, we get some information that the wall is 50 meters high, which for all the American jerks, including us, who don't understand the metric system, that's 164 feet.
It's like 40 feet. Oh, 160.
164.
Wow.
Which is, that's substantial.
That's like almost as tall as Goliath.
That's exactly. It's like you ever jump into one of those 8-foot deep pools and swim to the bottom.
It's like that big.
It's more than that.
More than that. Wow.
I've calculated. It's more than that. So just use that for a little reference.
So that's extremely big, is what I'm understanding here.
Yeah. So I want to get your take on this. So Aaron makes this cattle comment to Hannes, just about like, this is all you people want. We're just livestock living inside these walls. And Hannes kind of pauses and thinks about that. Do you think he's shook because Aaron's right, or he's shook because Aaron also mentions that he wants to get out of these walls? He wants to see what's outside.
I think it's a little bit of both. The reason I say that is because Hannes' buddies, which we don't know their names, but it's just a couple other drunks, police drunks,
right?
They kind of laugh at Aaron saying that and saying like he's got a bunch of aspirations and stuff, but they're like, if we can just chill here, drink, have fun, not worry about a thing, why would we want to go outside the walls?
Mess with that, yeah.
But you can obviously tell Aaron has a little more ambition than that, and he doesn't respect, especially authority, being hammered and not being ready for an attack. He thinks an attack could happen at any time.
Definitely.
So he's a prepared kid.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of both in that aspect. And Hannes, because he respects Aaron and his dad, I think he kind of takes that comment to heart.
Yeah. So I think, from there, what do? We go, is the scouts, are they coming back? I think that's where we go.
The scouts come back. Aaron gets super excited.
Right.
He's like, the heroes are back. He obviously really respects the scouts. They run up to go see the scouts. They look absolutely defeated, like they just got shat on.
These guys looking sour for sure.
Oh, yeah. Looked like nothing went right. Absolutely nothing went right. So we see this older lady asking where her son is. And we have one of the lead guys, I suppose, come up and start talking to her. And he basically says this is all we recovered of him. Which, to me...
Hey, dick or no dick, guy that brings back a mom her son's hand.
Just a straight up hand.
Or his arm, rather. What? Hey, guys, let's come together as a group, right? Let's talk about this for 2 minutes and say... man, if it was me, maybe I'm just going no arm and saying, he fought hard and we just couldn't bring him back. This seems like the way to go, right?
I think so, but I think this guy was hoping she would wrap it up and put it in a picture frame or something and hang it up on her wall, is what it seemed like to me.
Chaz, all I'm saying is if we, when this podcast takes off, like it's bound to do, but some people are mad because that's what happens to popular things, and they try and put a hit on us, and we blow up, and all that's left of me is an arm, and you make it through. Don't take it to my mom.
Don't bring your arm
to
your mom.
Don't take it to my mom, man.
If that's all I have, I might have to do that.
All right, it's fair. It's fair.
But so we have that happen, and we have her asking him, was it worth it? Did my son contribute? And at first the guy's like, yes, he did. And then he thinks about it for 2 more seconds, and he's like, no, he helped not one bit. Yeah. We didn't figure out anything whatsoever. It was basically a pointless mission, and all he got for it was a single right arm to bring back to her.
Yeah, it's like who knows how long this guy's been part of the scout regiment, but it's like in this moment he goes, hey, what are we doing? And that all comes crashing in on him at this particular moment.
Yes, right when she asks, and essentially, he just loses his mind at this point. So we know that the scouts, or at least for this guy, are definitely second guessing everything they're doing.
So yeah, so I think there's just a bunch of like the citizens. They're like basically talking bad about these guys. Like, wow, just another time that they come and go with nothing to show for it. Our tax dollars are going to this.
Well, they had an arm to show for it, but
they did have the arm. Mark it back on the tally sheet of what we returned with. We got one arm, and that's it. But so the people are mad. They're talking like, wow, this is what our money's going to, which pisses off Aaron something fierce. So he whops the guy upside the head with a stick.
He's a very angry kid.
Yeah,
what it seems like.
This guy, where do you go? I mean, teenage boy, I think we all know what he needs to do. Anyway, Mikasa, she grabs Aaron. This is the girl that's been with Aaron the whole time. And she grabs him and gets him out of the situation before he gets, torn apart by these older guys. And so I think we move on and we get some information about these walls that are around the cities. So we got Wall Maria. Chaz, if I get these pronunciations wrong, please interject.
I think it's Maria, but okay.
Maria?
It's Wall Maria, I think. I was thinking of Spanish for a second.
Right. If this show took place in Spain, it would be Wall Maria.
Maria.
Yeah. But in this case, I do believe that they call it Maria. We also get some distances. So we got Wall Maria is 100 kilometers away from Wall Rose.
Okay, so that's like 5 miles.
Right.
Okay.
60 miles. Then we go from Wall Rose to Wall Sina, which is 130 kilometers.
Okay.
Which is how many miles?
That's about 10.
81. That's exactly
81,
right. Yep. And then the interesting thing that you don't really get from the diagrams is from Wall Sina to the center of just this whole estate is 250 kilometers, which, as we all know, is
approximately 10.5 to 12.
155 miles, yeah.
Okay.
Which is way bigger than I was thinking. I mean, that's pretty substantial considering the other distances.
And from what it looks like, there's no vehicles or anything to travel that distance.
All we've seen is the go-go rocket shoes that they were using in the forest. That's really the only way we've seen to
whatever you want to call
traverse.
them.
Yeah.
And so after that information, we kind of have Aaron going back to his house with firewood, I guess.
Yeah, they collected some wood.
They collected some wood for the family.
And where his mom just dogs on him and goes, wow, you actually did it. Congratulations.
Basically saying that Mikasa controls Aaron.
Yeah.
Gets everything for him.
Yeah.
So, as the normal anime protagonist, he's kind of a bitch.
Right.
But
let's also get to this point. Mikasa, what a snitch, dude.
Oh my, yeah. This is just grade A. This is why you can't trust females.
No. Well, I
mean,
you can
not female. I mean, not female, but
I'm not
you know what
all
I mean. Like,
females. Yeah, I know what you mean. Because we might have jumped a little bit ahead. I'm not sure we mentioned that Aaron had kind of said, I want to go outside these walls. I want to be part of the scout regiment when he was like watching and come back in. And so my girl Mikasa just straight up, right to both parents, just like, this is what Aaron's telling me.
Aaron wants to join the Survey Corps. Just straight up.
Right.
Out of nowhere. And Aaron's like, you bitch.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? I told you not to say that.
I mean, just a low blow. And so the reactions of the parents are interesting. They're both taken aback for sure. The mom's, like, she's not cool with it at all. It doesn't seem like his dad's cool with it. But he's kind of leaving. He's got to go do some doctor work inside Wall Sina.
He'll be away for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. And he says a cool quote. He goes, words can't hold back human curiosity. And that's really all he says about the matter.
Beautiful quote.
Yeah.
I love that quote. And that's when doesn't he ask Aaron, or he at least tells Aaron. Or what does he ask Aaron? I can't remember.
He basically just is like, listen, chill out, and when I get back, I'll show you what's in the basement.
Yes, and he holds up a key that's around his neck.
And so this is the first time we hear about this basement, but it obviously, you can tell it means something to Aaron. He's like, oh, crap, the basement? Let's go. Okay, I can do that.
As any kid would, if your dad's going to tell you something that seems secretive, you're going to be super excited about it.
Yeah. And so it's also kind of weird. You get the vibe that the people on these outer walls or that live are like outside the main compound, they're a little bit poorer than the people inside Walsena, which is interesting because you would think as a doctor they'd be able to be closer to the rich folk. Just kind of interesting. Something
especially somebody that apparently saved a bunch of people from dying.
And so we go from there. He leaves, and Aaron kind of storms out because he's mad at his mom. This is where we meet our boy Armin.
And we got a couple bullies picking on him.
God.
Armin with his little blonde hair.
I mean, this guy.
Little bowl cut.
That's the haircut you're going with, huh, buddy? All right. Yeah. Year 845. Cool. We're still rocking that hairdo.
No wonder you got guys picking on you, buddy.
Get with the times, bro.
We got him being picked on. He doesn't run away, even though he stands no chance. He seems like a total wimp, a total loser. No offense, my buddy Armin, but just seems like a total loser. Getting picked on, and we got Aaron running up. Mm-hmm. And these guys are just like, oh, we got this little scrub running up. Let's take him.
Yeah, they're like not worried about it at all. They even make it seem like we've already beaten this kid up before. Like, what's the big deal?
Like, oh, this kid's got a lot of will, but nothing to back it up.
Right.
And then that's when you see Mikasa just straight up thugging behind him.
Mouth underneath the scarf. You don't know what's going on. She just got this look in her eyes, and I ain't messing with her, that's for sure.
That's right. And they instantly just diarrhea all in their drawers, and they just take off.
We still don't know if they're just scared, if they're like me and they saw a girl and so they got nervous and ran away, or if they were worried she was gonna like actually do something like physical harm to them. But they're gone, and that's kind of the main thing.
She gave him that death stare, so I was a little terrified, I won't lie. And then that's when Aaron and Mikasa, they kind of talk to Armin, try to pick him up, lift him up, and he's real bummed out about it, of course.
Yeah, he's just saying, they're picking on me because, I'm talking about, like, why does no one want to get out of these walls? Kind of the same thing Aaron was touching on with Hannes, but that was kind of what led to the altercation. So then I think we go from there. They kind of cut to, they're down by, like, a lake or a river or something like that, and just talking kind of about the outside world.
Yeah, they're talking about the outside world, and Armin mentions, we could be attacked at any time.
Yeah, the timing here is wow.
It could not have been more of a coinky-dink, let me tell you.
No, you're right about that.
Because as soon as Armin says they could even attack us today.
Yeah, a colossal titan shows up and goes, hey, were you talking about me?
He peeks over the wall. Did I hear today?
Works for me, buddy.
After a big
yeah, we got some thunder, some lightning, and then
big
out of
thunder
nowhere
sound effect.
We got a huge. Keep in mind, I mean, how large did I say this wall is? 164 feet. This guy's entire head is just peeking over this thing. So this guy,
he's taller than the wall.
Yeah, this guy is something to mess with. And I wanted to get your take. Obviously, this is the same thing we saw in the cold open before. The theme song is, do you like seeing the Colossal in that cold open, or do you almost wish we had this little character development and this is the first time we see him?
I kind of like seeing him in the cold open.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because the very initial reaction I have is, okay, these look like normal people, and they're absolutely screwed. and I love seeing that from the beginning. I know there's a little build up until, obviously this is almost 15 minutes in, so the episode's almost over at this point when we see this. But I love seeing the initial colossal titan, especially how ugly this guy is. I feel like that's a great opening scene just to absolutely terrify you and prepare you for the rest of the show.
Yeah, usually I feel like my instinct would be, I wish they'd save that until the moment it happened. I feel a little bit differently about this one because I do think, and for all I know, someone who actually knows what they're talking about could prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can always say his name better than me, the creator of the manga, creator of the... Isayama. I'm pretty sure what inspired this entire series is he saw a picture or a drawing or a painting of just this guy, his head over a wall just looking down on this town. And so in that regard, I can totally see why they started with this cold open, and I dig that.
And it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, Armin's right to just be like, wow, this is it. We're done for.
Armin, he seems like he's in touch with reality. He instantly says, we're all dead. We're all screwed. Especially if you remember back to when Hannes shows up, they're all drunk. It seems like the people that are supposed to be protecting them, they're all drunk and just enjoying their time. So now that we see this threat, who's going to actually save them,
Yeah, and let me just say, thank God we got to this part because, Chaz, I don't know about you, but it had been entirely too long since I just saw a naked ass staring at me through the TV screen. And we get plenty of that as these Titans come charging through the wall with Big Daddy Colossal Titan leading the charge, kicking through this thing.
Oh, yeah, just giving a monster kick that just absolutely sends rocks flying, parts of the wall flying. I mean, it's almost like a hurricane after his kick, as much brute force as he sends. And then we got Eren absolutely losing his mind, saying his house is right around the corner. He wants to run. He wants to go to his house. He wants to run there, and he wants to see his house intact and hope that his mom is in there so he can go in, get her, and obviously run off with her.
Yeah, I mean, we would all feel this. This is like that gut feeling of just knowing something's wrong, and he just turns that corner, and his worst fear right there.
A big giant, I guess is it a piece of the wall or is it a rock?
Yeah, it looks like maybe some of the wall, got loose and knocked their house just completely down, and it was almost like she was trying to get out of the door frame and just got like stuck underneath the foundation of the house.
Yeah, fell right on top of her, or at least on part of her, and that's when he runs up. It's on her legs. She's telling him, he's saying, "Mom, get up, let's go." Him and Mikasa. Armin doesn't run with him because, it's Armin. He's a little scaredy.
Right.
He stays back.
He just sticks his arm out like he's going to catch him and then just pulls that right back in.
And pulls it right back in. While Eren and Mikasa, his protector of what it looks like, run to try to help his mom. They try to lift it up, and she's like, "Eren, get the fuck out of here. My legs are crushed. You have no chance of saving me."
Right.
And she's like, "If you stay here, we're all dead. So you might as well just run."
And here comes everyone's favorite segment. People are always asking for this segment, so I'm giving it to you guys right now in this very first episode. It's Ronnie's Titan of the Week.
Oh, Ronnie, yes.
And
the Titan of the Week.
I just like to call this guy the Joker Titan because the smile is... whew.
And that's when Hannes, too, comes barreling up.
Yeah. And I just got to talk about this Titan for a second. I feel like this was the first... I mean, the whole idea of the show was cool, but just something about this guy and the way he looked, like, intrigued me the first time I saw this episode. I was like...
Or female. We don't really know if it's...
That's true. Yeah, we don't know. They're missing the things that we usually tell those sorts of things with, but...
the downstairs area, there's not really anything there.
But 2020, I think we got to ask him what he wants to be.
That's true. It could. So we're probably messing up by saying him / her.
First episode, we're already canceled. Thanks a lot, Chaz. But yeah, I mean, the character design is so cool. It's so creepy. It's so unsettling. It was really cool awful, but cool to see this thing move around.
It reminds me of like a female that maybe have went and read through your text while you were taking a shit in the bathroom or something.
Wow.
And caught something, and she's just sitting there smiling when you walk out, knowing that she busted you.
Hey, Chaz, we get it. You've dealt with the crazies, okay? I was just talking about how I was running away from girls. You're very experienced. We get it. We're doing a podcast, okay? Chill out. Our boy Hannes, he's a little tipsy probably still. He's running up to the scene, and he's feeling good about himself.
He is. He doesn't. To me, he does not seem drunk. He might be tipsy, but he does not seem that drunk. He seems like he's ready to be the hero. Well, he might be absolutely hammered because he's ready to be the hero.
That's for some reason this guy has all the confidence in the world, and it might be due to a little liquid courage, but we cannot confirm nor deny.
And he's saying Carla, which is Aaron's mom. He's like, "Don't worry. I haven't came here just to get your kids. Well, just to get Aaron and Mikasa. I'm here to save you too."
Yeah, just like it's interesting. He's saying it's to repay the favor I owe. And I don't know if that's because of, like he mentioned earlier, Aaron's dad saving everyone because of this illness that got out, but I just thought that was an interesting thing for him to say as he's running towards his Titan.
So he leaves Carla. He's running up to it.
And he jumps up, does the coolest jet thing I've ever seen, and just chops this guy into 8 pieces. It's incredible.
No, he shits himself. He stops in cold tracks, absolutely shits his pants. Okay? We have, as I was saying earlier, we have a female, when you come out of the bathroom, who just read your text, sitting there smiling, knowing she just busted your ass.
I know you're a sub guy, but did you know in the dub, he actually jumps up and cuts this guy into 80 pieces?
Really? Yeah. I have not seen the dub, so I wouldn't know that.
Well, that's just,
Well, that's another reason sub over dub.
Right.
And so we got him just stopping in cold tracks. He's got a little diarrhea in his pants. I'm sure he's thinking, wow, how am I going to go back and save Carla and them when I smell this bad? I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking in this moment, but he just straight up turns around, grabs Aaron and Mikasa and says, "Yeah, forget what I said, Carla. I'm gone.
Sorry about that. Sorry for the hope, but we got to skedaddle.
We got to get out of here, Carla." And takes off. And then that's when we have Carla saying thank you.
In all seriousness, this is rough. It pulls on the heartstring when she puts that hand over her mouth and says, "Don't leave me or don't go." Ugh.
And then that's when we have the big giant Titan of the week pick her up. What looks like breaks her neck before.
God, takes an arm too.
Takes an arm, looks like it breaks her neck, and then just chomps down on her like it's just the best sushi you've had in a long time. And it's just absolutely disgusting. Guts are flying, blood is flying, and Aaron just sees this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
He does not look away. He stares at his mom just being chopped in half.
Yeah, 2 different type of people. We got Mikasa, who, she sees what's getting ready to go down. She looks away, and Aaron's he's in it for the ride. I mean, he's buckled up, and he's ready to see what's going on here.
And then that's when we have them running off in the episode ending.
Yeah.
Blood flying, and Aaron just staring at his mom being eaten like just some gross ass 300-pound man eating some sushi.
Really great pilot.
Great pilot.
Yeah, I mean, intriguing concept. Like I said, all the animation was really well done. You had told me about this show. Anime is typically not my thing, and so I've always kind of fought you on it when you try and get me to watch certain shows. But this is one that
he's not woke enough. That's what it is.
And this was one that from the first episode, I was like, wow, I'm interested to see what happens here.
Yeah, just a great pilot. I mean, honestly, like I haven't heard of anybody watching this first episode and not being intrigued and not wanting more. I mean, that's really what you want out of a pilot, is just wanting more.
Yeah.
Wanting to know, what's going on in this world. And I think it does that perfect.
Yeah, that's the first episode in the books, and if anyone did happen to listen to this, which why would you? But I mean, if you stumbled across it, that's awesome.
And especially if you're still listening to this.
Yeah, 35 minutes in, that's incredible. But, try and stick with us. Like we said before, we don't deserve to have a podcast. If the podcast networks knew about it, they'd probably crash through the window and just shut this whole show down. But for now, we are, in the undergrounds recording this in secret.
Yes, we are.
And with that being said, we're still messing with the format. We might try out a couple different things. If someone is listening, please send us some feedback, send us some hate mail, send us some, if all that bathroom talk from Chaz really got you going, send him just some disgusting messages. He'll love that. And you can shoot that over to thepodcastchronicles at gmail.com. That is thepodcastchronicles@gmail.com. If you can't spell chronicles, we don't want you anyway. So, don't even worry about it. If you spell it with a Q or you put the L after the E, we don't want you. So that's fine.
Learn how to spell.
Yeah. It's you got your phone in your hand. You can look it up within under 5 seconds. So I don't want to hear any complaints about having to spell Chronicles. But that's pretty much it from us. You got anything else, Chaz?
Yeah, just if you're still listening to this,
Yeah.
please send us feedback.
Right.
Because if you sat through us talking for 35 plus minutes, I really want to know what you think.
And especially, you're going to be mad when you send us feedback and then we don't talk about it for another 10 episodes because, one day you decide you want to do a podcast, the next day you're recording and you just record a few in advance. But we'll email you back. So whenever you send it, I'll email you back and let you know when your feedback might be talked about.
And what all platforms is this going on, Ronnie?
Yeah, that's to be determined. We'll definitely we're gonna get it on YouTube. We'll try and get it on iTunes, Spotify, like all those or I guess Apple Podcasts it technically is. We'll try and get it on those main ones. If you're listening to it, you're obviously listening to it from somewhere, so odds are you can probably find it there again in the future episodes.
And please subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to us if you are still listening to this. And also, we won't be doing just Attack on Titan, so fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen.
He's saying that like we have something planned. Let me make this clear. We don't. But we will be doing more because we bought microphones and we're going to use them. Whether anyone wants to say, we just like to hear ourselves talk.
I used my whole paycheck on this microphone, so we're going to be doing more.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now, we're going to buy video cameras, and then we're going to have video podcasts. So get ready for that. I'm totally kidding about that. We're not doing video podcasts. Until we get 100 listeners, then we're going to video podcasts. So tell your friends. Thanks for tuning in. Send your hate mail. We're going to read, even if you call us idiots, we're going to read it.
Tell your mom, tell your dog, tell anybody you know.
Yeah, hate mail welcome. And this has been the AoT Chronicles. Thank you.